I would be very excited to give a politician, I don't know, $50 million each, and ask them to
Okay.
make a 5 minute movie of the future that you want to depict for us, the future of show us what America will look like, or what any country look like in 4 years after you have been in charge, right? Because
Uh,
everything now is just like bickering about nonsense. Like, show me your vision.
mhm.
Show me if you win and you have the resources and you have everything. Paint to me. Here's $50 million. Paint this is there's no campaigning. You just for 6 months, for 8 months, we give you the best Hollywood directors, whoever you want. Show us your vision of what my life is going to be like in 4 years when you've done your job. And each one gets to show us their vision. Then we the four
That
hour work week, the vaccine, no vaccine, this is it all irrelevant. I want to know where we're headed.
one of the things I'd like to show in that movie is how we are capable of creating a society where people and countries and economies are not measuring GDP. They're not measuring how much business did we do. They're not measuring, did the stocks, did the stocks rise or not. What they're measuring in an empirical way is, are people getting happier? This is a I'm not hallucinating. This is a doable thing. Ask any psychologists, social psychologists. They'll tell you there's a whole field that's been developed in the last 20, 30 years of happiness psychology, positive psychology, where they
Yeah,
come up
right.
with all of those empirical measures to see, are you happy, what makes you happy. There's all kinds of
At what
reports that you can
point
test.
money stops making you happy anymore?
Exactly, and they can quantify it, and they can also correlate it to your physical situation, your familial situation, and so on. So I would start measuring. Chris, I see our Chris Jones, our beloved Chris Jones, is throwing some things in us here. Okay, measuring happiness. How can we measure it? 5 approaches researchers use to measure happiness. Okay, so and there you go. There's a biological method, behavioral method, all kinds of methods. So thank you, Chris. So there is a way to measure happiness. I'd show in our $50 million film, I would show a society where people are seeing how happier they are becoming thanks to what they're doing in society, and how all of society becomes happier, more relaxed, healthier, more resilient, less depression. These are the things I would measure in the future society. Today, when you measure, and I also want to show that in the movie, that comparison. When you measure GDP and you see a number that goes up, what that means
And
is
smokestacks and as the GDP goes up, you just show more pollution flying into the air, more people getting
exactly.
obese.
I don't think everyone captures that idea, but this is what's happening. You have a society, an economy, and thereby a society that measure progress by that number that encapsulates a lot of bad things that we're doing. So if that number goes up, which we are programmed to want to see, it actually means that we're hurting ourselves in many ways.